take a few minutes to talk about the differences for people in different parts of the world between American money and its very colorful counterpart, Canadian money. So I've got examples of each, and we'll do a little bit of a shoot. And I'll show you the fronts and the backs, and it'll be cool. So this is where you get some education. Okay, these are American $50 bills. They have Ulysses S. Grant, who was one of our presidents after the Civil War, on them. On the back, it's the U.S. Capitol. On the Canadian counterparts, which are a lot more red, they have one of the early prime ministers of Canada. What is his name? Mackenzie. And he was prime minister a bunch of times. Ooh. So, I don't really know much about Canadian money except, like I said, it's much more red than American 50s. The American $100 bill has Ben Franklin, who was one of the founding fathers. He was never a president, on it. On the back is Independence Hall from Philadelphia. On the Canadian $100 bill, we have yet another of their prime ministers, Robert Borden. I only have one of these, so I'm going to flip the back over. And that's the back. Now, their hundreds are brownish. I don't know why, but that's the color they chose. Okay, American 20s are kind of greenish. They have Andrew Jackson, who was one of the presidents of the United States. On the back, there's actually the White House. But on Canadian 20s, which are also green, we've got the Queen Mum, Queen Elizabeth, and that's the back. So, yeah, Queen Elizabeth was never a president or a prime minister. She's, I don't know, a British figurehead. And for some reason, you know, Canadians seem to still pay homage to her, and they put her on pretty much almost all their coins. Okay, now here we have an example of an American $10 bill, which is orange in color. It's got another one of the founding fathers on it, Alexander Hamilton, who was never a president. He was Secretary of Treasury. And on the back, you also have the U.S. Treasury. Now, some of the American money, actually all of the new stuff, has like little watermarks. If you hold it up, you'll see a little face appear. And there's a little security bar in there, that little strip, which has like a magnetic strip. Now, the magnetic strip is also on Canadian bills. These are the Canadian bills. They're purple, again. Sir John Macdonald is the Prime Minister on that. This is their safety strip, which is less visible, you know, than the American magnetic strip. And they also have this hologram on there. All Canadian money evidently now has holograms. So, ooh. It's fraud protection, so you can tell it's real. One other thing that's different between American money and Canadian money, all American money is the same size. Canadian money sometimes differs in size, either in width or in height, a little bit, so you can tell that they're different. They also have, if you see these bumps up here, that's Braille for blind people who can't tell what a bill is. You know, you can feel it and, wow, you know it's a 10 or it's a 20, just by feel. Okay, here's some examples of American 5s. They've changed a lot over the last 10 years. originally, all $5 bills looked pretty much like this, with a smallish face. And that was the back of the old style $5 bills, which had the Lincoln Memorial and all of this cabbage, I guess, whatever you want to call that, floral on the ends. But that was how all American money looked. The only thing that was different was the face and the denomination. Okay, then American money went to this style. They got rid of a lot of the colorful stuff and just put the 5 in much bigger, a little bit bigger. They made the faces bigger. This is Abraham Lincoln, of course, who was, I believe, it's 16th or 17th president of the United States. I don't have them memorized by numbers, but he was the president during the Civil War, and he was the first president to be assassinated. We also have the Lincoln Memorial on the back. So, okay. Now, $5 bills then went under a security change, just like most of our money has gone, with all these little different backgrounds and watermarks and all kinds of things that are there on the back of the $5 bill, which is now pretty much a purplish color. You've got the very large purple 5, which that's supposed to make it a little bit easier for blind people to see. And these are the Canadian $5 bills. Again, this is Prime Minister Wilfrid Laurier. I don't know their prime ministers and what their significance is. I'm not Canadian, I'm American. Canadian coins and American coins are also similar. This is the penny and the nickel, American, front and back. Lincoln is on the penny, and Jefferson is on the nickel, and their respective memorials, Lincoln Memorial and Jefferson Memorial, on the obverse. On the Canadian pennies, you've got the maple leaf on the back with the Queen Mum on the front. You've got Queen Elizabeth on the front of the nickel as well, with the Canadian beaver on the back. Dimes. Roosevelt is on the dime. The back is some sort of torch and olive branches, and I don't know what the other branch is. On the Canadian penny, Canadian, where'd they go? There they are, dimes. Canadian dimes. Again, Queen Mother, there's 2 different portraits of her, an updated one and an old one. On the back is a sailboat. On the quarters, American quarters have George Washington on the front, and the American eagle used to be on the back until 1999, when we started the state quarters. The state quarters, there was about 50 different designs, one for each state. I'm just showing you the first one, which was Delaware, and one of the most recent ones, which was New Mexico. The last one in the series will be Hawaii. On the Canadian quarter, on the back, you've got the moose. Again, Queen Elizabeth on the front. Queen Elizabeth's on every one of their coins. Canadians don't have dollar bills. They have dollar coins. That's 3 fronts of their dollars. I found 2 different backs. Usually the one with the loon on it is the standard one. This one, I have no idea what that's commemorating. And they have a $2 coin. The $2 coin has the Canadian, is that a bear? Black bear. And again, Queen Elizabeth. I don't have any examples of American dollar bills or $2 bills with me. Sorry about that. But there you have it. Canadian money, American money.